What's up, everybody? It's June 14th, 2010, and it's a Monday, and it's time for a Monday Night Raw review. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw to begin with, but also at the end of the show, I'm going to address the whole Bryan thing because I didn't really do that last week when all the stuff came out on Friday. So I'm going to do that in this video. Hold on one second. Back. Okay, I had to get my notes because I just wrote a couple things down from the show so I don't have to look online. Alright, so Monday Night Raw. Last week was the Monday Night Raw everybody was talking about because of the NXT invasion. It ushered in an actually exciting storyline, actually intriguing storyline into WWE television with the whole NXT invasion. And so this week was the follow-up. We had to see if WWE would follow through with the what happened last week and make it progress in a smart and intelligent way. Alright, so this camera's going to be changing brightness on you on and off. Sorry about that, can't help it. Alright, so first thing that happens, Wade Barrett comes out and he says that Bret Hart told him that he has to apologize in the ring. All the NXT rookies come out, he all asks them if they apologize, they say no. Wade Barrett basically saying that the WWE treated them like crap during NXT and they're not going to apologize. Out comes Bret Hart. Bret Hart says that Wade Barrett, in a nutshell, he's fired, and the NXT rookies, all the other ones, they won't be getting a contract anytime soon, so they can get the hell up out of the arena. Decent way to start off the show with a continuation of last week, and obviously everyone knew that this was not going to be the end of what happened throughout the night. First match of the night is Fatal 4-Way match for the United States. Oh my God. Alright, real quick, guys. You ever have a girl text you that you really didn't want to text you? Yeah, that's what's happening right now. Let me throw this away so we have no more interruptions. And I'm not being an asshole, cause I'm far from that. I'm just probably one of the nicest people ever, but I just, she's not someone who I would consider girlfriend material at all. Back to the review because that is so off topic. Alright, so we had the Fatal 4-Way matchup, R-Truth, John Morrison, Zack Ryder, and The Miz. Now, for what this was, I thought, for the time it was given, I thought it was a pretty good match because of the fact that it was a fast-paced match the whole way through. Wasn't given the most amount of time, but I think we'll see it at Fatal 4-Way, and we definitely given a little more time at that pay-per-view. And did you hear that? Yeah, she's still texting me. Alright, and so The Miz ended up winning the matchup. Now, I don't like that because The Miz was champion for a very long time, did nothing with it because he was a unified tag team champion at the same time, but I think putting on The Miz doesn't make sense, especially when this match is just going to be redone at Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view. I think if they're going to let Miz win, they should have just let him win at the pay-per-view, let R-Truth hold on to it as long as possible, because there's just no reason for The Miz to win tonight. And give R-Truth the chance, I mean, R-Truth has been in the business for a long time, but this latest run as R-Truth, he's definitely paid his due. He's definitely worked through the ranks, and I think he deserved the United States Championship, and WWE kind of stripped it away a little too soon. But then we have Chris Jericho versus Evan Bourne. It's rumored that Evan Bourne is scheduled to get a big push, and it's also rumored that Chris Jericho is in the WWE doghouse for doing a show on NBC. I think it's NBC that's coming out. WWE apparently didn't want him to do it or wasn't sure exactly what it was, and now they're disapproving of it. Either way, I thought that Jericho was going to lose this matchup, and he did lose it, but it was by disqualification. At the end, Evan Bourne gets the last laugh, shooting star press off the top rope. Nothing really, nothing too interesting about this match. It was really short, so that's not even. Alright, then Cena comes out and he cuts a promo saying that the attack that the NXT rookies carried out last week was almost brilliant because they almost took him out, but they took the target off of his head and put it on theirs. The NXT rookies coming through the crowd. Out comes the Raw superstars. You had Edge, you had Randy Orton coming out, Mark Henry, Santino Marella, a bunch of other superstars coming out to defend the Raw show, I guess. And Sheamus came out all late and tried to do something. There was nothing to be done. Sheamus, got to be a little quicker, fella. Yeah, so it was kind of cool to see. Yeah, but it's kind of cool to see all the superstars put their differences aside and come together for Raw. And then they chased him out the arena, and Mark Henry was running in front of a couple of them. Like, they had to pass him. I was like, Mark Henry, just turn to the side. You could just knock one of them out. But that was kind of messed up a little bit. But it was a pretty good segment. I thought it was, and the crowd was up on their feet. It looked like an epic brawl, so it was awesome in my book. Alright, then we had the guest host, Mark Feuerstein, whatever his name is. He was in a match with The Big Show versus Ted DiBiase and Virgil. Now, earlier in the night, the guest host had a little segment with Ted DiBiase and Virgil. I thought it was pretty entertaining, actually, even though it was overacted. I thought it was okay. It wasn't terrible. The match, though, it was a guest host match. Nothing special to write home about. Big Show and Mark Feuerstein, whatever his name is, end up picking up the win. I just say that throughout the whole match, Michael Cole was just laughing incessantly, non-stop throughout it was coming through my television speakers into my ear. It's going to haunt me tonight because he just kept laughing. Can you take your job seriously for once, Michael Cole? Thank you. Alright, guess what, guys? I missed the Divas matchup, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say I didn't miss too much. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably didn't miss much. But then we had Santino versus William Regal with Kozlov as a guest host. Another stupid-ass match. Whatever. Santino picks up the win. Kozlov counts a quick 1, 2, 3. At the end of the match, Bret Hart comes out, says, "Come to the stage, you three," and then the whole roster of Raw came to the stage because he said he's not going to have a repeat of what happened last week happen on this week's Monday Night Raw. But if Bret Hart was a little smarter, he would have realized that every time the NXT rookies have come, they've come through the crowd, not on the stage. So it should have probably been a little lumberjack thing going on, but nonetheless, we're not going to criticize that. The main event, standard Raw main event, you had Cena in there, so you had all the normal stuff. Randy Orton with the hurt shoulder still looked pretty good. And so I thought it was a good main event for Raw standards, but certainly nothing special, which is status quo for Monday Night Raw. But towards the end of the matchup, they cut to the back where the NXT rookies are just trashing the backstage area because they're trying to make a statement. Trashing the backstage area didn't really make sense until, of course, we saw that they were dragging Bret Hart into a limo where a crazed mad driver who was on cocaine or speed or something like that was just trashing about, hitting all the damn cars. What they were trying to basically do is get Bret Hart to give them a contract. And Bret Hart wouldn't do it, and they just kept ramming the cars and the limo into other cars and stuff like that. They ended up hightailing out of there because apparently the Raw stars were on their way. So that's how the show ended. Not a spectacular Raw. Better than last week, definitely by far, I would say. Last week was just terrible. This week was just okay. It wasn't good, but it was just okay. And so the storyline, I think WWE definitely progressed the storyline a little further because they explained the motives of the NXT rookies. So I think it's definitely headed in the right direction. Alright, and so real quick, I want to give you guys my whole thoughts because I didn't do it on Daniel Bryan. So if you guys don't want to watch the rest, because I know there have been tons of videos on this, thanks for watching. But I didn't give my thoughts on the whole Daniel Bryan thing. So apparently, last week during my review, I said at one part during the NXT invasion, it reminded me of like an execution. I think I left that in, I'm not sure. But it reminded me of an execution. The part I was directly referring to was when Daniel Bryan had the tie around Justin Roberts' neck. Apparently that was the bad thing because WWE apparently has a policy against strangulation with foreign objects. The no strangulation thing came from what happened with Chris Benoit with the double murder-suicide where he strangled and suffocated his son and wife and then strangled himself. And Daniel Bryan may not have known that, or it may have been choreographed. Something's in my mouth, yeah. Alright, so this is just, the rumors were running rampant that it was John Cena that may have complained, especially after Daniel Bryan spit in his face. But John Cena took to Twitter and explained that he wants Daniel Bryan back in the WWE, if only to have a match against him. People have been saying that it's possibly Mattel, because WWE has a huge partnership with action figure doll maker Mattel, and so they were saying that Mattel might have complained. It's just a lot of speculation going around now. WWE apparently notified Daniel Bryan that they do plan to work with him in the future and that they would sign him on the 91st day. 91st day obviously referring to when the superstars release, they have a no-compete clause. Daniel Bryan's 3 months. And so on the 91st day, Daniel Bryan would be able to sign with any promotion he wanted to, TNA included, but that WWE let him know that they'll re-sign him on that 91st day. Now, my feelings on this, it's kind of bad because WWE essentially, as many reports have said, used Daniel Bryan as a scapegoat, because if Daniel Bryan truly was carrying out a choreographed act where they planned it beforehand, then I don't think it's fair for WWE to fire him. They should man up, and Vince should man up and take the responsibility. But because it's similar to like if your boss tells you to do something and something doesn't go right and it's still somehow your fault. I just don't think it's fair on WWE's part to do that. Daniel Bryan was a great wrestler, obviously, and I was holding out on making a video like this because I really don't like to comment on stuff that hasn't really been made official, because I know it was on WWE's website, but I don't see it on there, and it's not on their corporate website where they, they're a publicly held company, so they have to report stuff like that on their corporate website. It's not on there, so I still don't know for sure if it's a work or not. But as for right now, I think WWE really needs to look over what they did. And so, you know, I just don't think it's a little uneven, because WWE, you know, wrestling is a violent act, and tonight we had limos smashing into, look, young kids might want to go take their parents' keys, you know, start the engine and go ahead and smash some cars, you know. It looked pretty cool to me. I think I'm about to go and do it myself, you know. So WWE is really blurring the lines of what is violent and what is, you know, crazy and what is not, and what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. But that's just my little rant on that. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know, tell me what you guys think about it, because I really didn't read comments from other videos. But if you guys want to tell me down below what you think about the whole Dan Bryan thing, let me know what you think about Raw tonight, NXT Invasion, all that good stuff. Comment whatever you want. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to rate, thumbs up, obviously. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace out.